now you're saying, well, this is Vikings Ventline. Why the hell are you guys still playing something from 2 days ago that involved the Bears? But we didn't do a show on Monday.
It was nice to sleep in.
And it was. But here's my observation on Tuesday after watching games on the Red Zone all day long from week 8 on the couch. The Minnesota Vikings are in fantastic shape. The Minnesota Vikings, the division is Green Bay, Minnesota, Chicago, and I want to talk about them. But they're a dumpster fire. They're a complete mess.
Mm-hmm.
It starts with Trubisky, but it goes beyond him. Detroit beat the Giants. Oh, congratulations. You beat the bleeping Giants at home. The Giants stink. They're awful. But here's my takeaway right now is in your conference, you've got San Francisco, which pinned 50-plus points on the Carolina Panthers. San Francisco defensively is for real. I think they're really damn good.
I'm still not sold on their quarterback, but I think that they are a very good team with the quarterback that can do enough.
Exactly. It's not going to surprise you if they make a deep playoff run, right?
No.
Oh, me too. The Saints, Drew Brees is back. Drew Brees and the Saints and Teddy Bridgewater before him, that's a really solid team. All right, that's 2. The Packers go into Kansas City and beat the Chiefs, who defensively are decimated, and not decimated on defense might stink. Pat Mahomes did not play in that game. Matt Moore did. Congratulations. Matt Moore played well, but it was not enough to beat the Packers. It's looking like, although Mahomes is politicking to play on Sunday against the Vikings, he likely won't play until week 10 against the Titans. But it's looking like the Vikings have a very good chance to go into Kansas City, Danny, and win on Sunday.
Yeah.
All right?
That should be a game that they should win.
But beyond those teams in this conference, who scares you? Who do you say? And the other important stat that we are ignoring because, and it's not surprising, we're so fixated on talking about Cousins, right? And the offense and how is it? It stinks for these 4 weeks and now it's great. The key statistic today, put down the offensive stats, folks. Go to the defensive stats. Minnesota Vikings right now, after week 8, are 3rd in scoring defense. 3rd in the league. This team is in very good shape. Very good shape. But can we start with the Bears? I just got to talk about these guys because this is a great dumpster fire.
Yes.
These calls are great, too.
I'll tell you something. Nagy, if you don't loosen up and if you don't start playing big time football, I hope the fans in this town run you out. To me, I'm done with you. You're a head
He should
coach.
fire himself.
You are
He
not
should
a
fire
head coach.
himself.
You-
Yeah, he should fire himself, OB. Be a man. Fire yourself.
Do they not realize the reason Nagy is the way that he is right now is because he's realized he has a quarterback he can't play?
Well, he's got a quarterback he can't play, and he's got the problem that a lot of guys have, and I don't blame them. The kicker stinks. The kicker's not that good either.
Yeah.
But yeah, the quarterback's a huge problem. But
I mean, they don't need the kicker to be good to win that game if the quarterback is average.
But the problem was
if they have Teddy Bridgewater, they win.
But the problem, yes, you're absolutely right. But the problem was yesterday, what did we talk about? What did we see on the talking head shows all day long? Grilling Matt Nagy on, did you consider trying to get the ball closer? It was it's a 41-yard field goal attempt, okay? That's not hard. This is the National Football League. You're paid a lot to make those. The second is, if I'm not mistaken, they were 1 for 5 or one of 4 or 5 in the red zone in that game.
Mm-hmm.
They got booed off the field on multiple occasions.
I think it was number 10 got booed off the field.
Well, he did. I agree with you. The point being, though, this did not come down to a conversation about were you positioning the ball or trying to get it closer for the kicker.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my question, though. Among the things that we talked about in the lengthy National Football League offseason, because we've got a lot of time to fill, how many times did we talk about and how predictable are the Chicago Bears problems? To me, the two things that are atop the list of predictability was the Bears problems and your Cleveland Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Neither surprises me.
Okay.
But the Bears one, okay, we all knew Trubisky might not be good to stink.
Sure.
Like nobody, you've been saying that for how long? A year?
Since he was drafted.
Okay. This is a guy in Nagy who continued to show the double doink Philadelphia game to his players to reinforce how bad it was.
Every day.
And then held kicking tryouts at which he bragged about, we've got Augustus Silence to challenge them. Like, this is the most predictable demise of a team, I think, from the entire of everybody that's gone south or struggled. This one was the one that we talked about how many times and said there's a very real chance that that thing's going to run into big problems, coupled with the fact, too, that they scored a ton of their points in 2018 off turnovers, which isn't reliable. I just think the Bears' problems are, for anyone sitting there now being like, oh, the Chicago Bears, I'm really sorry. You shouldn't be surprised. This was incredibly predictable. And by the way, I've got a fix. But yeah, did you not think it's predictable?
I thought it was predictable, and maybe for a different reason than you. I thought the defense would take a little bit of a step back.
Sure.
I still thought they'd be one of the, 3 to 5 best in football. I didn't know that they'd be the best, again, the way they were last year. But my thinking prior to this season was, okay, if I list off the quarterbacks in the NFC North in terms of which quarterbacks I trust the most to the least, for as down as I was on Kirk Cousins entering this season, he wasn't last because Mitch Trubisky was.
Yeah.
That's why their demise was easy to see coming.
Matt Nagy, I think part of this still obviously falls on Matt Nagy, though, because he can change quarterbacks. Yeah. I mean, and listen,
but can he? Because the GM drafted this kid and made a really bad trade to draft him. So can he change QBs? And if he does, it's not like it's great shakes. But I'm with you. During that game on Sunday, if it's totally up to me, I lift Trubisky.
Yeah.
I just take him out and say, kid, you're not playing good enough. But Ryan Pace, right, the GM, made that terrible trade. And it's made worse by the fact that we now look at that quarterback draft and like, oh, you traded up when you could have just stood pat and gotten
one of two MVP candidates.
Two potential Hall of Famers.